Clark gave up 2 bombs today, but he eliminated those. Clark gave up 2 bombs in his last start, eliminated those today. Would you see that he was doing a little differently?
I don't know. I don't recall his last start. I think he's pitched well so far this season, and he pitched well again today. I thought Angel, Laya, I think he brought one back in the first inning, that was hit really well, and great defensive play by the freshman out in right field. But Clark's he's doing a nice job just throwing his pitches for strikes, mixes them up, and he locates his fastball really well. So when he's doing that, he's been really effective, and he so far this season has.
What do you see from Gustola for as the 7th and 8th inning guy? How do you like him in that spot?
Well, I don't know if he's got a specific spot yet with where we would use him. I mean, he's got an electric arm, right? I mean, it comes out great. He had a lot of success today. Went to 2 innings today, and he didn't give anything up, which was great. He's going to be a key guy for us moving forward. I mean, just from that slot and the things that he can do out of the baseball, manipulating the ball, I think is really going to be important for our success this year.
Burke and Gabe became the 8th and 9th guys to homer on your teams. What is power depth, literally all the way down the lineup, do for a team?
Yeah, I mean they're good players, right? And I don't know. I know we lost a lot of home runs from last year, but we take a lot of pride in being in the weight room. We feel like that's one of the staples of our program is, getting guys that, Jax Jimenez and Burke Mabius, these guys are really big kids. And, when they first came in, they were, good-looking athletes that needed to be developed. And Daryl Hunter and the strength staff done a really nice job of taking a guy that's a really athletic kid and turning those guys into bigger, stronger people where the ball goes over the fence instead of being caught in front of it. So, I thought their center fielder made a heck of a play on Jack Brooks. He hit that ball opposite field into the wind today and almost got out of the ballpark. And, Jack came in, and he wasn't a very physical player when he first got here. And now he's really, really strong. So credit to Daryl Hunter and the staff over there.
Kind of adding on to those newer players in the lineup as opposed to, last year's lineup. How have you seen, this is the second series so far this season. What have you liked from some of the newer players like Angel, and what have you liked so far this season?
Yeah, there's been some progresses that have occurred with some of those kids, right? And it's been remarkable. I mean, they really have stepped up to a lot of the things that we've asked them to do, and it's just they look old out there. They look a little bit more mature out there than your typical freshman. And you usually have guys that are, as freshmen, they're like cheating with the front side on their swing and stuff like that, trying to get the pitches because they're not as confident. And he's not. He's not a guy that's cheating with his front side. He's on the baseball. He looks like he's able to take away a lot of the pitchers' pitches and neutralize what they're throwing up there by just having a real solid approach and trusting in his process. So I don't know, just watching whether it's Angel or any of the other freshmen that have come along so well. I mean, even the second-year players didn't get a lot of at-bats. I mean, those guys are being developed by, Brett Thomas and Jack Martyr and Gavin Grant and those guys, and it's been impressive.
Game ends with a double play from 3 substitutions, Hawley to Mataafa to Jaxa. Just what you see from them.
Yeah, it's a game nose thing. I mean, we have that saying, and it just seems like whenever you put somebody in for defense or if they're ready to go, it always seems like the ball finds those guys. It doesn't matter who it is. It just always seems like ground ball goes to the guy that you just put in or fly ball goes to the guy that you just put in. And so we really do try to get those guys prepared mentally. And, the kids, to their credit, they're ready to go, right? That looked like a really clean double play turn from, 5-4-3 and Melosi at second base, he's a shortstop. He's learning second base. And so for him to have the skill to be able to do that, credit Coach Grant with the infielders. He works hard with those guys, and it was a really good pivot. And I was proud of those 3 guys to finish the game off, especially Leo Ullman. He had 1,011 days between times, his last outing and then his second outing of the year now. We had 1,011 days where the kid hadn't pitched because he got hurt after his freshman year, and he got back on the mound. For him to have success like this, it's really neat to see the work that he's put off and his determination to pay off.
Going into tomorrow, wrapping up the series,
right.
What are you looking for from the team to get that series sweep win?
It starts now, right? It starts tonight, the preparation, and so hopefully they get a lot of hydration and stuff tonight to where they can be ready to go, get to bed early, be ready to go and finish 4 games in a row. I mean, it's hard to win 4 games in a row against anybody, and you got to be ready to play. And so having those guys ready to play is one of the things we focused on in our post-game talk, and just getting the minds right. I think if they do the same thing, they're ready for the baseball. They're aggressive on the pitching mound, getting after hitters and getting after the pitcher in the box. They'll be fine tomorrow. I'd like to think. I know that these guys are going to bring a real older veteran type pitcher tomorrow out there that has had a lot of success in the past. So we're going to need to be ready to answer the call.
Is there a strategic difference or any difference between playing 4 games in 4 days versus 4 games in 3 days with a doubleheader?
No, I did it just because I wanted to be able to prepare them for both. Assuming that we play well throughout the year, there could be a day where we're playing in a regional where we got to play a doubleheader, and assuming we play well by the end of the year, that you're definitely going to have an opportunity to be able to play, 4 games in a row at some point in time, whether it's tournament format or whatever. And so with our scheduling, we're always trying to look for ways to be able to acknowledge the things that are going to be coming down the pike. That's why we're going to the tournament next weekend to play in it, because it's kind of a bigger venue and all that kind of stuff, great teams, and so we're just looking for a balance on all the things that we can check a box on before conference play starts.
You kept Youngstown State scoreless today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that confidence will translate into the tournaments next weekend, into the further seasons?
That's a great question. I sure hope so. I really do. But it's I don't know. It's just the baseball game is such a fickle game that it's literally just every day is so new. It can humble you so quickly, it's a game for me that's just played every pitch, and you just go pitch by pitch and you create your own momentum. And so whatever happened today or yesterday, the day before, really shouldn't affect tomorrow on a positive or a negative. It should be a totally neutral mindset going into tomorrow.